going on, Airsoft Nation? This is Jay Flanagan 209. I have a potential airsoft field in the Central Valley, Stanislaus County area that is trying to get more popularity. It's a good field. We have a small group of people playing it all the time, but we want to get this airsoft field to grow so we can have a field in our area. It is called SpecOps Live Play. There's the address and phone number. You will be meeting in a couple minutes Todd Cypher Robinson, which is the owner of this company. The field manager is Brian Shredder Beckwith. And if we can get popularity and get people to know about this field, the potential operating days that he is willing to do is first and third week of every month. But we're going to give you a field overview for the day, give you a walkthrough, and I have the owner with me right here, Todd Cypher Robinson. If you can tell me, how did this field and your company come about, and how did you get into airsoft?
Well, it all started because I lost a bet. Just kidding. Yeah, I got tired of depending on other people for careers. Had 2 careers, company merger. I was loose and you already got bumped. Came across the laser tag gear, and that's how we started. I moved here from North Carolina to do this with my parents.
Okay.
Give them something to do in their retirement, give me my future. And 5 years later, this is what we got right now. So let's take a look.
All right. So from doing laser tag and archery tag, he's found out that there was a potential customer base for airsoft people that he found out in his area, and we've been doing it on the side privately. But we're trying to, branch out not only into laser tag, but the archery tag, and then airsoft as well. And we'll give you a field overview, and he's going to go over kind of the field and the names and major landmarks. So go ahead.
All right, so like a lot of other places, we first started thinking urban combat. That's what's in video games. That was the big thing.
Right.
And we always had cities and compounds, things like that out there. This is a brand new map. We're calling it Atlantis. And it all begins with our big temple, which is sponsored by D&D Graphics.
Okay.
I will get a better view of that from the middle here in a minute. From the side, it's a little thin, but it looks like a big temple, so that's what we're going for there.
Okay.
And all of these barrels that you see around us are representative of monuments and, think of like Mayan artifacts at these Mayan temples. But if you had a true overhead view, it's an arrow. And the number 4 is our magic number. We got 4 blue barrels, and you can actually look down the tires, look through all of them.
Okay, that's
we got
cool.
4 barrels, which would be the shaft of an arrow.
So there's a story and a method behind your madness and,
yes,
the field.
These barrels right here behind us would be the fletchings or the veins of an arrow.
Okay, so I see it.
There's 4 of them. There's 2 right here in front of you and 2 behind you.
Okay.
And as you travel up the shaft of the arrow, at the end there's a white barrel. Now that white barrel, owned by A for Atlantis, nice little center thing.
Reminds me of the hotel.
Yeah. The white barrel would be like the main deity, the big god of Atlantis. He does not have a name yet. And then on the right side, you can see the white barrel on the sides. There's one there, and then there's one over in this building with the light pole.
Okay.
There's 3 in the arrow head. The 4th one, to keep 4 magic number, will be in the last building down the shaft.
Okay.
And that's going to be the god that nobody likes.
And will you have potential games and scenarios
absolutely
around that building?
Yeah, these 4 barrels out here in the middle will just be artifacts.
Okay.
But this is the Pilgrim's Path. This is going to be a covered bridge coming out of the ruins, which is all partial buildings. Nothing is complete out there.
I've never seen a field layout and somebody putting a field out that's been from a philosophical standpoint. So I think that's pretty cool. You've, you have a story behind your field and why you put stuff there. And a lot of people, just throw stuff together, and you kind of have, a reason and kind of, a plot.
Yeah, well, we want the games to have a story. We don't just want to say, all right, deathmatch, Team A versus Team B, or attack and defend, or terrorists and special forces. Everybody's done that.
Okay.
So now for our attack and defend, you could be the little village dwellers or out in the ruins, the jungle inhabitants.
Right.
And you got to come across the central bridge down this Pilgrim's Path to take out the defenders who are defending the temple.
And that temple goes up on the hill, and it actually goes farther up a hill, and that's a pretty cool vantage point. I can see a lot of angles and a lot of CQB, a lot of, close and personal stuff.
Counting because the ground is sloped, it's
right.
Pretty much 3 levels to the temple, with the main ground we're on now, mid on the ramp, and then up on the high ground, which is an old road going down the ridgeline.
Okay.
2 buildings on the sides of the temples. Eventually, I want to have like a gargoyle type thing inside of them, and we're going to call those the Guardians.
That's
so
cool.
The temple's got the Guardians.
Okay.
Now you can have a game where you have to come across a jungle on a specific bridge down there. We also have a creek over here. You can't see it. It'll be painted blue eventually.
Right.
But you have to come across that bridge to destroy that guardian. You got to come across a bridge over there, down this side through the Pavilion of the Gods to take out that guardian. Then you can come across the center bridge to take out the temple, but you cannot cross. You know, it's like 3 separate zones. You cannot cross the zone lines.
Yeah, and
you have to come out of the jungle through the bridges.
Yeah, and along with this map, there's also a tree line where people can get into cover and use, you know, snipers and DMRs and whatnot. So if you don't feel like, you know, going from building to building, corner to corner, and you're kind of like a lone wolf, you can get up in this thicket, you get in the foliage, you can go run around the trees if you want to, all that good stuff. It's a pretty good laid out field. You know, if you want to, you know, go building to building and run at people, you can. If you're, you know, somebody that likes to, you know, use your camo and use cover, you know, that's the best of both worlds. And where we're going right now is one of the foliage parts of the map, and he's going to go through that as well.
Yeah, so this is the ruins.
It's
just
ruins.
Gonna be simple, you know, remnants of buildings. The jungle's overgrown it. So it's a lot of little pieces of junk right now. But we don't want any complete buildings here. You got the bridge.
Right.
A decent little half building right here behind me. Then the rest is just scattered. We have a full building or a 3-wall building in the back. That could be a base to start at.
Yeah, it's like woods. It's like,
so you could also have the little jungle inhabitants having to defend themselves against the little prima donna. I'm an Atlantean. I live in the temple because I'm better than you. And they got to come out, cross the creek via one of the 3 bridges to destroy everybody in the jungle.
Cool.
So having the story to the games, come on, it's more fun.
Yeah, I agree. And we're about to come up on something that I've talked about, you know, on this field. I love this part of the map. I think it's really cool for airsoft based and objective wise. And we're going to get to it right now. It's something that he put a lot of work into, and we're coming up to the middle of the map.
Yeah, this is called the compound.
Okay.
If you'll notice, all the buildings in the ruins are gray. Everything in Atlantis is tan. Here in the compound, everything is green.
Compound.
It was originally built to separate the field in half so we could have 2 events going on with a giant neutral zone nobody can cross.
All right.
So that's where the idea started. These canopies are pretty much 5 years old.
This is basically like the borderline of the map where a lot of the field, you know, a lot of gameplay, stuff gets, you know, heats up right here.
These are blocked off right now only for the winter because this is our drainage. This was a man-made lake. It's built to hold water. So when we get the winter rains, all the water drains right here to the low point. During the March till November, these things are down, and you have 4 bridge and access points to get to this island. Across the island, you got to go on a higher ground, makes you more vulnerable.
And you got to, you know, be tactical about it, you know. And they put a lot of work in this, and airsoft people, come on. You know, King of the Hill, domination, you know, any type of something that you need to hold an area of the field and attack and defend it. Dude, I've never seen anything like this in our area.
And for small people, you can actually crawl under a couple of the bridges and sneak up on people as they go by you, then you pop out.
You can sit in the bunker, you know, shoot out of it. I think that's a pretty cool, you know, that took a lot of effort. He didn't have to do that, you know, but he wanted to put that in this map. Okay, so now we're coming to the second portion of the map.
Now, this is going to be taken down pretty soon.
Okay.
We're looking to change the compound to an archaeological dig site. Because let's face it, we just found Atlantis.
Okay.
So now we're going to have an archaeological dig site. So our drainage trench will actually, you know, we can put some artifacts in it, things like that, come March. So that'll be an archaeological dig site. So
for this upcoming year, you got a lot of plans for this field coming up.
All this is going to be torn down. I don't quite have a theme for this yet.
Okay.
I want it to flow. Maybe put an actual city here that, you know, a city that's being built up in order to study the ruins of Atlantis.
Yeah, ruins, Atlantis, temple. You're the mastermind behind the site.
Not just any Atlantis, post-apocalyptic Atlantis. This is going to be Nuketown in the Atlantean world.
That's pretty cool, man.
I don't know if you point out, we do have lights, so we do play at nighttime. If the moon is up, we keep the lights off. Because when the moon is up out here, it casts shadows, and it is freaking awesome.
And, you know, we all got tack lights. We all got tracers. We got all that stuff. You know, we ain't scared of the dark. We love playing in the dark. It puts a whole new element to airsofting. You know, during the day, it's whole different at night.
Now, the area we're coming up to, we're going to go up a ramp. It's not as high as the road around the perimeter, but we call it the plateau. Now, right now, we call it the castle, because you can see we gave it kind of a jagged roof line.
Okay.
So this is like going up the the drawbridge. You got your little gatehouse here on the side. But this is all going to get taken down as well. And I'm not quite sure if we're going to build a landing pad and an alien spacecraft. You know, aliens love post-apocalyptic nuclear Atlantis. Everybody does. It's either going to be a landing pad with a spaceship, or I'm going to build a solid wall with a single doorway, painted as trees, so it just looks like it's part of the jungle. And then we're going to build the TARDIS. If you're a Doctor Who fan, we're going to build the TARDIS. So standing out here, you will see the TARDIS standing in front of a bunch of trees. When you go into the TARDIS, this will be done like the inside of it. So now we have to come up with a Doctor Who theme game. I'm open to ideas.
That's incredible. Just somebody that has this much depth and like a storyline to his map. It's beyond me. This is...
And it's not like everyone else. It's not the same urban combat. We're trying to get away from that. Now, the last thing to show you is a special boat.
What's so special about this boat, then?
It's a piece of crap. I wish I never would have done it. I actually have two boats. We thought about doing a marina kind of a thing.
Okay.
The other one turned into a wasp nest. This one I actually like, but I got to put in wood on the bow to mount a turret. Drag it somewhere proper, get it stabilized. Okay. Seal it up so it's safe. This was just brought in this year to turn it into a cool bunker like a patrol boat.
Yeah, we've seen, you know, broken cars around maps. We've seen, you know, stuff. I've never seen a boat in a map, you know, and just the props and stuff, and just the mastermind behind this field dimensions and the depth of why you put stuff where it is and how you design this map. I've never seen somebody with a mind for his field and, you know, having a storyline behind it. That's something besides objective-wise, why stuff is here and what you're trying to go for. So that's pretty cool.
Our total acreage is about 3 acres, but that counts the high ground for Airsoft because we have horses on the other side of here and a road on the other side. It's about 1.5 to 2 acres for Airsoft. We have to keep them down in the low ground so the BBs don't travel out on the road or hit horses.
Right, and it's like I said in the past, this also used to be an old riverbed that was actually full of water, but, you know, due to time and nature, it actually dried up. So we're kind of in a bowl, if you will. So we're pretty protected over here. We got a lot of cover. It's also pretty down, you know, in the river line and whatnot. And it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which is good, you know. Pretty nice field. We're gonna go to another part of the field. What is this one called?
This is the last area I want to show you. I want to build a cemetery. I want crypts, I want tombstones with funny names and funny little sayings. Maybe we can have a contest. People to make the best tombstones, we will actually carve them up. Okay. But at nighttime, this is farthest from the light, even when the moon's up. This will be more cast in shadows. It's creepy as hell. And if I'm hiding back here and you come around, I'm going to slap you on the back and scare the snot out of you. It's going to happen. So this is
And the first thing that comes to my mind with the cemetery coming up is crazy zombie games at night. People coming out of, you know, tombstones and cemeteries and stuff. I'm liking your mythology. I like your thought process. I'm liking the field. I like, you know, you're constantly wanting to change up your field, keep it, you know, multi-dynamic. I'm impressed.
We are looking for sponsors to advertise on our buildings. So banners, paint jobs, help our field build. Get your name out here, advertise yourselves.
Alrighty. And you said the only sponsor that we have out here right now is D&D Graphics.
And Cooper Windows.
And Cooper Windows. Right, so go ahead and check them out online, D&D Graphics. And what was the other window company?
Cooper Windows.
Cooper Windows. Those are the two sponsors right now. We are looking for more sponsor. The more sponsorship, the better this field is, and the better he can cater to you as a customer and get this place, you know, looking already better than there already is. So
yeah, because if you get your name out here, people know D&D because they say the name D&D Graphics. Someone's over there, he's in the D&D temple. You'll get your business name spoken, not just read. Good
marketing base, and he always, you know, gives shout-outs to his sponsors at his games. So once again, this is Airsoft at SpecOps Live Play in Oakdale, California, Stanislaus County, Central Valley. Thanks for your time.